See. So yeah, man. Moving on, I guess to topics a little more deeper, a little more introspective. Just thinking about the world and where it's headed, where it's going, where it came from. I was on Instagram. This is a while ago. It was a cartoon picture of Nino Brown and G Money from New Jack City, and they was holding up a little thing like a little valve, like on New Jack City where they was holding up the valve, and it was a like button. So they was holding a like button, and he was like, "You see this G Money? This is the future." And he was like, "Everybody gonna be going crazy over these." And this had to be about 3 or 4 years ago. And if you fast forward, man, it's like everybody's doing everything for the likes. And then it's like if you a 80s baby like us, if you grew up in the 90s, you saw the 90s, you saw the early thousands. We had to be original. Like the only people who we could copy was people we saw on TV. We couldn't just pick up a phone and scroll down a timeline and see a bunch of people whose style we wanted to copy, or a bunch of people swagger jacking other people. We had to actually be original, create our own style, create our own character, create our own personalities. And I feel like as a result, we got the golden era. Look at 90s music, look at 90s TV, look at 90s not just hip hop but R&B too. Just look at all that stuff from when people didn't have a blueprint to follow. Because when Future came out, shortly after, it was everybody in the rap band sounded like Future. You know what I'm saying? But back in the 90s, 2000s, nobody sounded alike. And if they did, oh, you a copy, you a biter. They had a term, biter. You know what I'm saying? You call somebody a biter now, that's just like calling somebody by their name. It's like calling somebody Lucas. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just what it is. It's just what it is now, man. So how do you think this lack of originality and this heavy dose of influence is going to impact these youngins coming up?
The society these days, with the children that we have now, there's a sense of entitlement to who we have, our Gen Z folks, all right? And because of that entitlement, they don't care, as crazy as it is, about the fact that they'll just copy something. They can just copy something and get a bunch of likes, and that's great, right? They don't care that that's all they have to do, right? They actually want it done easier, and because they want it done easier, the entitlement is there, right? I should be able to have it easier, right? I should be able to do it easier. So the impact is that it's really not for them. It's actually for future generations, because future generations are going to basically come out the womb expecting everything handed to them, because this is what they can see, and this is what they can get. And we have to make sure that, as the generation that we are, that we still show those children that you still need to work for the things that you really want in life. You still need to work for what you have, because the world is unforgiving and will not give you anything. Even if you decide to copy off somebody, the people that are still running the show, so to speak, are the people in our generation and maybe a little bit before, and they're going to ask you, "Well, how are you different?" Right? Likes are cool.
Different. What's
but
that?
How are you different? What's that? Right?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I just don't understand. And they say you get old when you don't understand the generation behind you. And my thing with these youngins, man, is just like I said, just the fact that when we was coming up, to bite off somebody, that's like a slap in the face. I'm a biter. What you mean I'm a biter? Man, I ain't bite off him. I did my own thing, especially in music. Like think about Busta Rhymes and Twista. They didn't sound alike. They all rap fast, but none of them sounded alike. They all had their own style. If you heard them on the radio, you knew who was who easily. I mean, like right off the bat, it was is that Future? No, that's Lil Boy Earl. Like it's like man, just get some originality. And then it's like we And I think another thing is just the fact that we literally the last generation who grew up without all this technological persuasion, all this influence, all this just stuff in your face non-stop. We was the last generation who probably got grass stains 5, 6, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? It's like people,
exactly.
these kids nowadays getting grass stains on their avatars. It's like, man, just go outside and play. Like, get off the tablet, put the tablet down, go out there and get some grass stains, man. Go play. So I don't know, man. We gonna see what happens when they grow up. Hopefully some type of switch flips, man. I mean, every generation is different, so the youngins, it's no telling what they're gonna be like after them. You know, maybe they'll get back to the originality. Maybe they look at, you know, the youngins now and say, oh no, we don't want to do the same thing as everybody else. We want to be different. And then that might be what happens. Who knows?